we'll look at question 22. Question 22 answer is option 2. Why is that so? Now let us look at it. There are different materials used. So you're investigating which one are electrical conductors and which materials are electrical insulators. So B1 and B2 did not light up. So you cross out B1, B2 did not light up. Okay. B3 lit up. So in short, okay, your electrical insulators will be Q and R. And your electrical conductors will be S and T. Okay. So with this in mind, now we look at this. Okay, so this insulator, conductors of electricity, conductors of electricity. So she discovered that B1 and B2 lit up, but B3 did not light up now. So that means we draw a closed circuit for those whereby the bulbs light up. So the red loop is a closed circuit. The green loop is also a closed circuit because B2 lights up. Whereas B3 didn't light up, so the yellow loop here is an open circuit. Okay, so this one, the one that is placed at the last box must be an electrical insulator. Okay. So with this in mind, only Q and R are electrical insulators. So only Q or R can be in the last box. So I'm left with this. Now, the next one. Okay, with this in mind, then I have to rework certain assumption. Now, B1 can light up if this whole loop is a closed circuit. Then B1 and B2 can light up, right? So technically, I can have these two being conductors of electricity. And then this one being an electrical insulator. So that, okay, this loop now is actually an open circuit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect B1 because the red loop itself okay, it's a closed circuit. So that means here I can have Q or R2. So I look for it. The only options whereby box 2 and box 4 are Q and R will be option number 2. Okay, so sometimes after we have relooked at some more information, we have to relook at certain assumptions, okay, that we had previously. Okay, now we look at question 23. Answer is option 3. Now look at this. The 4 cubes were made of different materials. This is important. So they have different degree of transparency. And then there's this light sensor. And then this light source. So your objective is to test which one blocks light and which one blocks some light. Okay. Now, so we look at this. As A passes, we can see that A is translucent because A still allows certain sunlight to pass through. B is also translucent, but C is confirmed opaque because no light can pass through. And D is transparent because it allows most light to pass through. So these two will be translucent. All right. So with this in mind, which one is the best for making a safe to keep a person's valuables? You want to use an opaque object to make the safe so that the bad guys cannot look at what's in the safe, right? Okay, so it must be opaque. So answer is option 3. Now let us look at question 24. Question 24 answer is option 1. Now let's look at it. Jeannie placed 2 metal cubes of the same temperature, but different volume. So same temperature, but different volume. Okay, now what you should know is when both are at the same temperature, this bigger volume of cube will contain more heat. Why? Because for this bigger volume, right, to actually reach 100 degrees Celsius, it actually must have gained more heat from the heat source. You know, when you try to heat it up to reach 100 degrees Celsius, okay, because there's more metal here. So this one contains more heat. Now, then you drop it into water, which is at 25 degrees Celsius. Now, this one contains more heat. So what happened? If it contains more heat, naturally it will what? Transfer more heat to the water in container B. So the water in container B will be at a higher temperature at the end. Because this bigger cube contains more heat, it will transfer or conduct more heat to the water. So meaning container A will be at a lower temperature after 5 minutes. So your answer will be the water in A had a lower temperature than the water in B. Okay, which is option 1. Repeat, the water in A had a lower temperature than the water in B. Now you look at this. There are different objects and the initial distance is 10 cm. It's important to note this. That means these two at 10 cm, these two products P and R cannot be compressed. Why can't they be compressed? Because they have a definite what? Volume. So P and R must be either a solid or a liquid, because only solids and liquids have a definite volume and cannot be compressed. So after we know this, then interestingly, you also have to know this one, it can be compressed a little only. So my guess is probably the air spaces. There are air spaces in it. Okay, so it is the air in the air spaces that can be compressed, you know. So you look out for something that has air spaces for Q. Okay, so with this in mind, we look at this. Just now I said P and R must be liquid or gas, liquid or solid. Liquid or solid. Okay. So these two must be definite volume. Because cannot be compressed. Eruption. Okay, I went to answer a call. So now what you have is, and then I was saying Q must have some air spaces because it is the air in the air spaces that can be compressed. Okay, so I'll choose Q being something that has some air spaces and can be compressed. Cannot be water, because water it cannot be compressed at all. It cannot be air because a lot more air can be compressed. So the only thing I can have is the air in between the rice grains. So this is the best answer. Then I check. P and R is either liquid or solid. So P is water, which is liquid good. Clay is solid, which is solid. And then S is a gas because it can be compressed. So S is air. So answer is option 4. Okay, now we'll look at question 26. Question 26. Okay.